now tuned into the DFPN, the Dat Villain Podcast Network. Yo. It is nice to be among the land of the living. Welcome back to No Gimmicks here on the DFPN. I am your host, Blak Makk, along with my co-host, Frankie D. I've spent a lot of time away, more than I wanted to. COVID finally got my ass, like bad. I've had it before, but this was the one. This is the one I don't want no more. But I'm glad to be back. Glad to be feeling better. Thank you, everybody, for all your prayers and thoughts and good words. I've seen them all, so I appreciate them. But enough of the mushy shit. Welcome back to the show. Before we get into what we got to get into, let's shout out our sponsors. Shout out to the plugs, earbuds. Go to www.gettheplugs.com. Enter in code DFPN10 for a 10% discount. Also, shout out to Fiverr. Don't forget to join the Patreon. Max been doing his Max Trash and Cinema series, where he watches the movies with the guys and gives his thoughts on these B-rated movies. So go check that out. We got another drawing coming up soon. We got new Patreon exclusive shows dropping. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's $3 a month, and you can get a ton of content. We got over, I counted, so we have over 210 hours of content on the Patreon for you guys to go and check out. So yes, I had time. I couldn't do shit but lay in the bed. So I looked at how much hours that we got. 210. After this, it'll probably be about 211. We're going to add this one to the Patreon. So go check that out. www.patreon.com/thatfilmpodcast. Go to the Bandcamp. We got new music that's dropping and dropped already. We got new Mark socks. Damn, I've been going a long fucking time, bro. We got new Mark socks. New E. Smitty has dropped. He's dropping new music damn near daily on there, so go check that out, thatfelon.bandcamp.com. We also have the merch, and it's at the Teespring. Go to teespring.com and search for Dat Felon Podcast. Now, fabulous Frankie D, it has been a long fucking time.
Yeah.
A long fucking time. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing better than you.
Fuck you.
real talk. I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm better.
Yeah.
I can hold a conversation for about 10 minutes before I start coughing. That whole intro still, I got to catch my breath after that. But other than that, bro, I'm doing wonderful.
Well, good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. So my kid walked in there like wanting ice cream. Oh, that's another thing too. Like I got into making fucking ice cream, which is weird. That's a weird hobby.
You got to make an ice cream from scratch?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird thing, dude. Like being cooped up makes you think of weird shit. And I had no fucking taste. So I was just like, as soon as I get my taste back, I'm gonna make me some fucking ice cream. Like, and I did. I went and bought a fucking ginger creamy and I learned how to make ice cream with the shit. Shit's fucking delicious.
That's cool, man. My aunt, rest her soul, she used to make fucking ice cream all the time.
Dude, it's so much better when you make it yourself. So much better.
Right.
That homemade shit.
Yeah, the chemicals in it they put in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just straight up milk and you know, a little bit of milk, a little bit of fresh fruit. Give me some strawberries. My strawberry ice cream is off the fucking chain, bro. Like, it's wild.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been pretty much focusing on everything but wrestling. So this is going to be my first topic tonight. Are we losing interest in wrestling as wrestling fans? I have theories and questions on why I think we are. What about you? What do you think?
I know I have.
So you haven't been watching as much wrestling as it's a weird time, man. It's a weird time in wrestling because we know Vince is gone. Triple H has stepped in, which we got more on both these two. Triple H has stepped in. You'd think that would have made a huge difference. But if you look at the rating, yeah, the rating is there. AEW Dynamite pretty much has a core base of fans. They go up, they go down. But for the most part, there's no growth. You know what I mean? There's no growth in either company. So are we, as wrestling fans, losing our interest?
I would say for myself, yes. I have not been watching wrestling, and and honestly, dude, it's been that way for a while now. Way before any of this stuff transpired with Vince McMahon, I just, I will say that I really lost interest as far as Monday Night Wrestling goes, where Raw used to be the show to watch. That was years ago. I really lost interest, I would say, right after WCW went out of business. That's when I started losing my interest with Monday Night Raw as a whole. I watched during the Invasion. I watched when the NWO came in. I watched during the Ruthless Aggression era. But it's just like now, it's kind of like, Vince McMahon is not there anymore, quote unquote. I kind of like, okay, well, it really is the end of an era for myself personally, because I can't get into it. I watched a couple of things at SummerSlam. The presentation was a little bit different as far as, the matches were, more story based and all that. Hey, that's all great. The SummerSlam match with Brock, I was like, with Brock and Roman, I was like, you know what? This match made up for WrestleMania. And I thought the match was entertaining for what it was. But, people out here going buck wild, and Triple H is just basically booking. And I said this same thing about Tony Khan for weeks on this podcast. Triple H is basically, at this point, in my opinion, Triple H is booking for that niche NXT audience that used to watch Black and Gold. I mean, if I wasn't watching NXT, okay, I don't know who Dexter Lumis is, and I don't give a damn about Dexter Lumis coming back at the end of Raw. If I wasn't watching NXT and Karrion Kross shows up again, why should I care? I wasn't watching it to begin with. So you're basically taking an influx of superstars that were on one brand and trying to integrate them into the main shows, and there's no story there. What's the story behind Karrion Kross going over? Why is he attacking Drew McIntyre? Oh, he wants the Universal Championship. Okay, well, where does Austin Theory fit into this equation? He's Mr. Money in the Bank. So you have a bunch of stuff here that is Triple H booking for that particular audience. It's like, oh, they put Shawn Michaels in charge of getting back Johnny Gargano. What impact is Johnny Gargano actually going to make? I mean, honestly, dude, who gives a shit about Johnny Gargano? And I'm just using him as an example. Who gives a shit? I don't.
You may have a point there, because
bring back the Fiend. Bring back Bray Wyatt.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to.
No, he will do that. He will do that, because here's the thing. William Rotunda, the person behind Bray Wyatt, knows that he can't be Bray Wyatt anywhere else but WWE. So you're going to come back to the place that owns your whole career, pretty much, the place where you're going to pretty much make the most money. You're going to go back there, because he can't do that gimmick in AEW. You can't do that gimmick anywhere else except WWE, because if you try to do it anywhere else, they're going to sue you.
Well, not only that, but if you do that gimmick anywhere else, it may not go over as well.
A second go, who are you going to go out there to appease? The 900 something thousand people that watch Dynamite. Wow, I'm just saying.
I think here's what I think. I think we are entering the age of the uncles, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. So when I was younger, like I was and super into pro wrestling, my uncle was the reason I got into it. And I'd sit, watch with him, you know what I mean, and we talk about it, and that's all. Like that was our relationship for a long time. Like we sit, talk about wrestling, you know what I mean. And then at a certain point, my uncle just stopped watching that shit. You know what I mean? Like he was like, I just can't get into it anymore. And this was around the Attitude Era, and he was like, I just can't get into it anymore. It's not like it used to be. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't appeal to what I watched wrestling as. And I think that's where we are. You know what I mean? Like we're getting into that age to where it just doesn't appeal to what we watched and liked as wrestling fans.
Oh no, I agree with that. And it's just kind of like what a person like myself, that's seen everything in the business, and still to this day, people still talk about NWO like it was yesterday. People still talk about Austin versus McMahon like it was yesterday, or the Montreal Screwjob. You don't hear people talking about the current product that way. And if they are talking about it that way, it's a negativity. It's a negative connotation.
Right.
That's where wrestling fans and Star Wars fans are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Is that they both complain.
But I'll give it to you this way. If you are a kid and you're into pro wrestling right now, right? This is what you've come to like. And this is what the kid is now. The kids are us when we were kids. Like they see it and they like it. We see it and like this shit ain't what it used to be. You know what I mean? Like that's where we are. That's exactly where we are.
That could be the case in some instances, because you gotta remember something. There was a segment of the audience, and we lived through this part as well, that loved John Cena.
Yeah.
And those kids that love Cena, they grew up.
They are grown.
They went on and either they stopped watching or they went to somewhere else. That's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Hogan fans, but the thing about it is that those merchandise numbers are still there for certain people. The merchandise numbers are still there for anything NWO. Anything Cena.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's still there.
It's all nostalgia.
It's all nostalgia. Look at the Rival show on A&E that they put out. They just put out the other day, WCW versus WWE. It was probably the highest rated one so far. Behind, I think they did one on Austin or something.
Austin.
Right. Yeah, it was the WCW one was the second highest one that they've done. Yep. So it just shows you right there. There's a segment of the audience there that will watch the nostalgia. That's why it gets me when people say, "Oh, well, people that watch the WWE Network, they're watching it for the current." No, they're not. You look at the Reddit posts like I do. People want the classic content. That's what they're watching. That's why they got the thing. They're not watching it for this current crop of bullshit that they have out there. I know I'm not. And
you'll have the occasional from at least me. Like I watch all the classic shit because that's where I watch it. That's why I got the subscription. Like I like going back and looking at those moments. But occasionally, like the occasional pay-per-view, if it's good, I'll watch it.
But here's the thing. People say, oh, okay, well, Triple H should charge now, and let's give him some time. Look, bro, SummerSlam, Triple H was talking. He did a press conference where he says that they were had been writing the shows, like up all night writing the shows. The man's in control now. Okay, it's not rocket science on how to book the shit. It's some elements you got to turn around and change. But for the most part, when Vince McMahon resigned and was gone, that's when they took over creatively. They probably had to do some things and get some things going there for SummerSlam. But now it's the Hunter show. And what I see with the Hunter show, I see NXT, Black and Gold. That's what I see.
Yeah, but honestly, and this is why my expectation for SummerSlam was not high, because Vince resigned the Friday before SummerSlam. SummerSlam was Saturday. Vince resigned. I'm not resigned. He retired Friday. So I'm like, you're not going to get a great – if you want the change immediately at SummerSlam, you're not going to get that. Although I think SummerSlam was actually a decent pay-per-view.
Oh, I think it was. I agree with that. It was a decent pay per view, but here's the thing with SummerSlam. SummerSlam does not need to be in a stadium.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not. SummerSlam is not on that level. You have WrestleMania, which is 2 nights now. That's your stadium dome show. SummerSlam, the Rumble, all these different events, they don't need to be in stadiums. They should just be in arenas. It's SummerSlam to me. Just
do you think
personally, it didn't look good that way. It didn't look good.
Do you think WWE needs to play smaller arenas like normally?
Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah,
I'm kind of the opposite.
They need to go back to the drawing board when it comes, because they're not really drawing shit. They have a certain core people that are going to go to. They're going to go have a certain core people that are going to go see Monday Night Raw, bruh. I'm not that far. I'm not that far from AT&T Center. All right, Raw was just out here. I had no interest in going.
Well, yeah, because they haven't really hit you over the head with anything. But
no, it's the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
That whole show has look. The whole show has. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Vince retired and he's resigned and all that and whoop-de-whoop and all that's fine. The show still has a lot of elements that makes me believe that Vince McMahon is still somehow involved.
Exactly.
Changing people's names and shit. That's a Vince.
Yeah.
That is a Vince. That is a Vinceism. That changing people's names and shit, that's a Vince McMahon move. You go from Io Shirai to Io Sky. Makes no damn sense.
And this is why I said, like, you put up a post about a week ago, and I'm like, looking at this, bro, like, it's hard to say Vince is gone because his fingerprints are still on it. And that's what it appears to be. His fingerprints are still there. And I think they may be slow winding this thing down into like what they want it to be. And you can kind of see that's where they're trying to go. Like, they're trying to go their own route. And you could tell, but there's Vince still in there.
They have no choice but to go their own route, because you can't look. People can say whatever they want to about Vince McMahon. It can whatever. You can have your opinion of the man. What I think of Vince McMahon is the guy that he took this whole thing to a different plane that hadn't been seen before. The only person I can say that could probably have matched him with doing that is Jim Crockett. And Jim Crockett Promotions is what they were trying to do. Okay, that's the only one that could have done it. And that's why Vince McMahon looked at Crockett as such a threat, because Crockett had the influence to be on pay-per-view. Crockett was the first.
Crockett had cable.
Crockett had cable. He had Turner. So, I mean, the very first pay-per-view was Starrcade. Yeah. So they beat them. They beat the WWF at the time. They beat them to that. So that's why Vince always saw them as a threat. That was his closest threat, was Jim Crockett Promotions, which would later become World Championship Wrestling when they bought, Ted Turner bought the company in 1988. Bottom line is that nobody can do it like Vince McMahon, period. I think Triple H realizes, I can't do it like Vince. I'm going to do it my way, okay? And who's to say that his way is going to be any better than what you're getting right now? I mean, right now, it's like, we were talking before we got on there and started recording. It's the honeymoon phase right now. Yep. People want to check it out. People want to see what's happening. But look at the rating from when they started after SummerSlam and look at it this week, how it dropped down a little bit.
Yep.
People are seeing it and they're saying, oh, man, there ain't nothing different going on here. It's the same shit. It's the same show. And like I said before, people were like, oh, my God, Dexter Lumis, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I don't know the dude. Show. I don't know the guy. All I see is some fucking bug-eyed fucking guy what some fucking ugly ass tattoos out there, looking like a homicidal maniac, if that's his gimmick. The same. I mean, I saw some of his work in TNA when he was saying, Sam Shaw. Same dude.
Yep.
But I don't see the whole. I mean, I just don't get it. You're gonna bring up these other people that's on the NXT right now from 2.0. Okay, well, nobody watches that show, so is it gonna matter?
No. People definitely don't give a fuck about NXT 2.0. You think they don't care about anything else? They don't care about NXT 2.0 because you did away with the old. You did away with the one thing they cared about in WWE.
And what is what NXT 2.0? And I still don't understand this till this day. What demographic are they trying to reach on that show?
They don't know. They don't know.
I don't get the entire 2.0. I don't understand all the damn goofy ass colors they got going on there. I just don't understand. When we started doing this, I was like, they got the Down South song as the intro and all. I'm like, who are they? I mean, who are you? The demographic here is it the suburban kids? Is it the Chirac savages? Is it all the dope boys? Who's the demographic they trying to reach here?
They don't know.
Don't understand to this day.
They don't fucking know.
And that probably is around the time when Vince got with that one, quote unquote, got with that one paralegal, and she probably liked Wale and decided, you should do this, and that's when he was like, I'm gonna
get Wale in here.
Exactly. Like everybody knows when Vince was wearing a do-rag out there.
Get Wale in here. He'll do numbers.
Yeah, so I just don't understand the demographic with that, bro. I don't get it. So that's why I'm just, I'm kind of like Cornette now. I'm stuck in my ways. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. You were trying to get me a minute ago. Funny thing, you were trying to coerce me into watching Game of Thrones. I said, fuck.
Hey, we ain't got there yet.
I ain't watching that shit.
We ain't got there yet.
I'm just saying, I ain't watching that shit.
We ain't got there yet.
I ain't watching real.
Skipping ahead.
I'm just telling you. I'm putting it out there. Shit.
You gotta fucking watch it.
Fuck that, bro.
You gotta open your mind and watch that shit. You'll be like, God damn, this shit is scandalous.
I'm good.
This shit is scandalous.
Yeah, I'm good, homeboy.
I ain't gonna do the segment now. You ruined it, damn it. You ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of sucks. My bad. Damn it. I just
ruined it. Damn it. Ruined it.
Yeah. What was that? Well, that's Vince, right? You ruined it. Damn it. You ruined it. Shit. So that's what I'm talking about, man. That's classic. That's classic shit. That's classic. That's a classic scene from Raw from 1998 when Mike Tyson appeared. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I can't tell you a classic scene from last week because there was none.
Real quick, before we get into Triple H, I will say from Raw, they did one interesting thing, and it was something that I wasn't expecting, but it led to Dexter Lumis. But the way they set that up was actually pretty great.
It's about because the card, man.
Yeah, because they seen it and everybody's seen it, and like no one said shit about it. They just kept going on with the show, and then like throughout the show, you kept seeing shit happen, like people running. I'm like, and all show, I'm like, are they gonna fucking address what the fuck is going on here at all? Like nothing. Like it's people are fucking losing their mind.
It's a rehash.
You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, it's a rehash, but I actually liked it. I
thought Rikishi did it better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rikishi did it better, but I still appreciated it. The fact that you knew something was happening, and no one addressed that shit, they just kept going on like.
The problem I have with that? What problem? The problem I have with it is simply this. You're trying to do a show. They're trying to take the playbook of Monday Nitro is what they're doing. Nitro would have all these unexpected events that would happen on the show that looked like it wasn't supposed to happen, right? WWE is doing that right now, but here's the problem with that. People have been watching the show for years, and it's so clean and sanitized that you already know it's some bullshit when they do it, because you know what I mean? You can't play it off like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. It doesn't come off natural because the show has been so tailored and so clean, and it doesn't have the grittiness that Nitro had when the outsiders would come and attack out of nowhere. That was shit that looked real. That shit looked real.
Yeah.
That's my point. But this whole thing and like, oh, he comes back and no one gave a damn. No one cared.
This is true.
People were talking about, oh, maybe they botched this, botched the.
But you're not
nothing. People didn't know who the fuck he was.
You're not gonna get that in this day and age. Like,
why not?
You're not gonna get these angles in this day and age.
It's the same people. So why not? You got the same people working there. You got the same people working there that were working there when you had those angles going down. You still got Bruce Richard over there. You still got Triple H there, right? Triple H had it created, right? Wasn't he a part of that whole angle? It was Triple H, who paid off Rikishi to run over Austin.
You know why it's not gonna? You know what? No, I'm talking about like the whole.
Brock Lesnar lifting the fucking ring up. That's Stone Cold in the beer truck. Or Stone Cold with the Zamboni.
Yeah, I know. But you're not going to get that in this day and age. You know why? Because, I hate to say it, fucking kayfabe is dead. You're not going to get these angles like that.
Kayfabe isn't dead. No, kayfabe isn't dead. Because everybody a month or two ago were on the whole MJF thing. And people believe it. Yeah, people believe it. So that's not true.
Yeah,
it's just you won't see that. You won't see that happening in WWE. People.
Yeah,
people bought this. Right. People bought the CM Punk pipe bomb shit.
You're right.
Until they blew that. Until they made a mistake with that. And how they made the mistake with that is the night when John Cena beat Mysterio for the WWE Championship. The cult of personality plays in their building. And then CM Punk comes out there wearing his fucking wrestling gear with the mutant Titantrons and shit. That's how they killed that. No more. He's no longer the outsider. It's just CM Punk is back.
Yeah.
So they can do it. It's just they can't do it anymore there. You can probably pull something off like that in AEW because AEW feels more like Nitro. That's what it is.
How can WWE pull something like that off? How?
You can't. Because they already have that stigma of everything is controlled. That's the thing. It's all controlled. It's a controlled environment. WCW had a controlled environment, right? But they made it look real.
This is very true.
We had Kevin Sullivan back there who was running the shit. You don't have that grittiness. This WWE program looks too clean. I mean, from the set down to all the nice little graphics, it's just there's no grittiness to the show. There's nothing there. WCW had the flashy set. Remember WCW had the flashy set on Nitro while Raw had cardboard letters on out there. Okay,
yeah,
and Raw looked like crap, and Nitro looked good.
Yeah.
Whole point is that show is just, like I said, so sanitized that if anything reckless was happening on the show, you can't believe it because you can't believe, oh, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. Of course it was supposed to happen. Yeah. But AEW, on the other hand, you look at the shit.
People aren't
they're
selling
so crazy over there.
Yeah.
You would think that, oh man, that wasn't supposed to happen.
You're right. It's not always in a good way either, but
yeah.
But they can get away with more. They can get away with more on AEW. But how much is that tied to production though? All of it? Because I think in some aspects, like, okay, if you want to go this route, then you have to get rid of the scripted promo. You have to. And you have to let these guys start relying on their heart and fucking what's happening around them. Just react.
Apparently, that's what happened on Monday with that segment with Bailey.
Oh, that's why it was shit.
Apparently, a lot of it wasn't scripted.
Yeah, and it wasn't
supposedly.
Good.
Yeah, because they're afraid to go out there and talk.
Yeah, but this could be the beginning of something. They may fail now, but if that's the route they're going, and they grow confidence in what the fuck they're doing, we may see some interesting shit come out of it.
Or it could be that, damn, you know what? We gave them an opportunity to go out there and cut a promo, and they couldn't do it, so let's just go back to scripting it.
And they fucked it up.
Yep.
They fucked it up. Give me bullet points, run.
Exactly.
Yeah, that could happen too. That could happen too. Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that A, they are very scripted. B, that environment is extremely controlled. So
I'm surprised they haven't gone back to using the Thunderdome yet with the cheers, because that's what they usually do. That they were piping it in. They were piping it in at Mania too.
Have you been a part of the Thunderdome? That shit was so. Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm talking about not the Thunderdome arena. I'm talking about the Thunderdome as far as the crowd goes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They still do that. You know, they can't go by natural reactions anymore.
Nope.
Because you know why? The natural reactions, because the crowd is dead. That's why.
You know, another thing I like to see in this whole change is signs. Like
they can get rid of them. Get rid of signs.
I think like some of the biggest parts of the old days was just like the sheer amount of fucking signs people had.
Yeah, and you know it's annoying when you buy 4 seats and you can't see because some asshole is holding up a sign.
Well, bitch, get money.
Wants to keep putting up the sign. Wants to keep putting the damn sign up, and the sign is shit. So yeah, I don't have a problem with them getting rid of the signs.
Get money, ho. Shit.
Yeah.
That way you can sit in the front. You ain't got to worry about the shit behind you.
Well. See, I do sit in the front. I sit on the floor.
Well, then it ain't your problem.
No, it is my problem because if I'm sitting in the second row and some asshole is in the first row and they want to keep standing up with their sign, I can't see what the fuck is going on.
You totally missed my whole point about sitting in the front.
You totally missed
in the front.
I don't buy the cheap
in the
seats,
front.
sir. I don't buy the
in the
seats.
front. Well, then don't sit in the fucking second row. Sit in the front. The front.
If Ticketmaster would comply, and when I make a purchase, do what it's supposed to do, and tell me, oh, somebody just got the tickets after I'm up there fucking buying them, then I would be sitting in the front, and you see my ass on TV, and I have a big old sign that says, "Hey, Kaylee, you."
Yeah, you would. I know you would.
Yeah, exactly.
My friends at home watching me with this sign. You'd probably do some dumb ass shit like that.
You're darn right I would. Just to prove a point.
If you do get a sign, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy front row seats, and then I'm gonna have a sign that says, "Hey, Frankie D, bitch, I'm in the front," and I'm gonna be just like that with a smile on.
You know what I'm gonna say? I don't watch the shit.
I'm gonna record it and send it to you.
Go right ahead, buddy.
All right. Let's move outside of wrestling. We've covered enough.
Oh, thank you.
Andor.
Yes.
September 21st.
Right.
The year of our Lord, 2022.
Yeah.
What are we expecting?
Well, we're expecting to see what the Empire has been up to. And we're going to see what the Rebellion is up to. And I like the fact that you're going to see it from both sides of the equation. You're going to see it from the Empire side of the point of view. You're going to see it from the Rebellion's point of view. What was going down there, and what's Vader been up to? What's Palpatine up to? So we're going to probably see all this stuff. Where all this is going to be leading up to Rogue One. So
I think they're doing. I think they're doing their best to bridge that gap. And
yeah,
I like that they're focusing more on like they've been focusing more so after Revenge of the Sith, leading into A New Hope. So
you're referring to they're focusing more
job.
on you're referring they're focusing more on the legacy characters as opposed to the bullshit Disney sequel trilogy. Yeah, I agree with that, and that's what's selling it is people just love that era of Star Wars, and I think that's what sells it. I'm not a fan at all of the sequel trilogy. I think it's garbage. How can Rey, be a Palpatine at the end of the movie? She says, she's a Skywalker, but she has no Skywalker blood in her at all. It's just stupid. So that's just it's just stupid things like that. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka show as well when that comes out, starring Rosario Dawson.
Yeah,
and Hayden Christensen will also be returning in that one. Hayden Christensen will be returning in that one as Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. So that should be pretty cool. If you watch,
which
Rebels
is interesting in that
Wars.
fact because, I'm pretty sure they're going from Clone Wars into Revenge of the Sith, based off of what I think the timeline is. Because if he's coming back as Anakin, he hasn't fully crossed over.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know if there's going to be flashbacks of anything, or we don't know if it's going to be present day. Because
that's true.
They can go off and two. They can go Clone Wars, or they can go Rebels. If you go Rebels, then it's her versus Darth Vader, which would be a hell of a live action scene. Would be her versus Vader. That would be kind of cool. So they could go in that direction. Same thing with Andor. Andor is basically, like I said, leading up to Rogue One, a Star Wars story. That's what we're leading up to with that one. Mm-hmm. And I think it looks pretty good. I think the cinematography looks fantastic for this show. I think a lot of people have a lot of higher hopes for it than Kenobi. And let's see what happens.
Kenobi wasn't bad, though.
I don't think Kenobi was bad at all. I enjoyed Kenobi. There's certain things I would have done differently. I actually have that fan cut the guy made. I have that. So
where? And can you send this to me?
Possibly. But you just can't send it to anybody else. We have to keep it secret from Disney.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I needs that. But I didn't think that series was bad at all. Actually, I thought it did a really good job of connecting Kenobi to Darth Vader, not just Anakin Skywalker.
Right. I just think people, they just the excitement break pretty much of having Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen come back to the roles. That's what, for me, that's what made it special. Because all the Star Wars movies, Revenge of the Sith is my favorite one because it shows the tragic story of Anakin Skywalker going to the dark side, what made him go to the dark side. Then you have all these other elements there, and you look at him as pretty much saying, you know what, this dude did all this shit to save his wife, and he lost everything. At the end of the day, he was alone. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's a story that's why I like that story. It's basically it's a real story of good and evil if you look at it from the perspective of, do you believe in the Jedi and what they stand for? A lot of people don't. A lot of people become delusioned, with the Jedi way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, by the way, I saw your little post you put out there the other day that you directed towards me.
I didn't name any names.
Oh, we know who you were talking about.
I said
I knew exactly who you were talking about. You were talking about me.
No, I didn't say names at all.
Bullshit.
I didn't say anybody's name. I just said who this applies to. That's it.
Right. And it applies to me. And that's fine. I'm down with the Sith. I'm down with the Sith. Hey, listen, I am not afraid of the dark side like you are.
I'm not afraid of the dark side either. I'm just not going to that shit.
Well, let's make sure you don't have any attachments, pal. Isn't that what they're saying? I mean, if you want to put psychology into play here, why do so many people become? Let's just look at this from this point of view. Why do so many people become disillusioned with the Jedi? Because The Jedi don't want you to have any attachments. You can't have sex. You can't do shit.
Who said you can't have sex?
Do nothing. No attachments, pal.
You can have sex with no attachments?
Bullshit. If I'm having sex, I'm having the attachment. I wanted all of it. That's what happened with Anakin. That's exactly what happened with Anakin. Anakin had that. Anakin got Padme, and he loved that attachment. He loved it. Ain't no one else having this but me.
No attachments, bro. Don't fall in love with the P. That is rule number one. Don't fall in love with the P. You can get it, just don't fall in love with it.
Well, it's too late for me.
That's what the Sith do. They get it. They fall in love. They want the moon and the stars.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. One of these days coming up, we're gonna do a Patreon exclusive episode. And it's going to be nothing but Star Wars, and we're going to talk psychology of Star Wars. Let's do it. Because I have a lot of shit to say. I want to bring up Count Dooku and his reason for going to the dark side. I want to bring up the Grand Inquisitor and his reason for going to the dark side. I want to bring up Ahsoka Tano and her reason for fucking leaving the Order.
Okay, we can do that, but only we got to have two more people.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I was about to say some bullshit. Go ahead.
No. We got to have two more people in here. People who really understand Star Wars. And that is Jedi and Silverback. We got to have those two guys in here.
You know, that's a very racist saying for you to say. Call somebody a Silverback.
That's his call sign, bro. Silverback.
That's very racist.
Rob Silverback. No, it's not. It's a call sign.
Yes, that's racism. Your racism is showing.
It's a call sign. Rob Gibbons. We got to have him in here. Him and Jedi. Oh, okay. We got to have both of them in.
And who are they?
The biggest Star Wars fans I know.
There can be.
Huh?
They can be.
How is that?
Because anybody ain't got a fucking Star Wars Darth Vader lightsaber lamp over here, and you damn sure don't have a fucking lightsaber hanging on your wall,
sir.
And you don't have Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano sitting over here either, because they're sitting right there.
Sir, the man has the movie reel of all the movies on his walls.
You want a cookie?
You don't have that. The movie.
No, I don't have. No. I don't have that. I just got into it a few years ago. I don't have all that yet.
Okay, yeah. So these guys are.
But I do have the original script from Halloween signed by Nick Castle.
Well, that's great. It's not Star Wars though.
It doesn't matter.
We're gonna have a Star Wars discussion.
We sure will. And the Sith will prevail, like we always do.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't. You know, if you believed in the Sith and you asked when they got COVID.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. It's because I was around.
I have the power. I have the power to save you.
Bullshit. That's why you promise somebody you have the power to do some shit and then be like, all right, I'll join you motherfuckers. And then guess what? Your power don't fucking work when I join you. Now I got to do some extra shit. Now I got to I got to go kill 100 fucking planets just to feel omnipotent around this motherfucker. When you promised me omnipotence when I joined you motherfuckers, that's what you did. You promised me that I was going to have the power.
No, he didn't.
To do all types of shit.
No, he didn't. He said that he would teach him. They would find his.
He didn't teach him a motherfucking thing. Yes, all he did was he didn't. He didn't teach him shit.
Hey, listen,
said, right? We don't actually.
We'll save all that because right now you're sounding like Toby.
Hey, he didn't teach him a motherfucking thing. Shit. This is like, here, go do this. Go do this. What the fuck am I learning? What am I learning? I'm learning all this shit on my own.
Oh, watch out. The angry black man's out here. Ooh.
Fuck am I learning from you? Nothing. I'm just going on countless fucking missions And then I got to grow the force by my fucking
he's
self.
going off. Oh, hey, listen, calm down. We don't want you losing the lung.
No, because it's some bullshit.
Just calm down, buddy. All right, buddy, calm down. It's
confident
fiction. Calm down. Calm down. It's fiction. God, you're going crazy over there. God.
Some old bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit. It's bullshit the way you think.
I don't think like a Sith.
Well, hey. So what else we got, partner? We went through that quick.
Yeah, we did.
See, that's the thing that happened. We went through it real quick because like they really didn't talk about because we ain't at full. We just wanted to put something out there. You know what I mean? Let people know that we alive. You know what I mean? Well, they know I'm alive, but we had to make sure you alive.
I'm alive, motherfuckers. I'm alive.
Right. We have to get funky like a monkey.
To the pay window, baby.
Yeah, exactly. In the pay window.
Somebody said that shit on a wrestling show. I forgot. I think it was Jim Ross. I couldn't laugh because I had COVID, but he said, "They're going to the pay window."
I know one thing. I know one thing you can talk about right quick as we end this episode. No Gimmicks. Why because you watched it. Why don't you talk about Ric Flair's last match?
Oh, thank you.
Now, before you start, I have to say,
go ahead.
I think that Jeff Jarrett did a phenomenal job building that shit up. I watched the podcast with him and Conrad Thompson, My World. Mm-hmm. It was excellent what they did there. Jeff Jarrett should be doing creative instead of running live events. They should have that dude on the creative team at WWE because he put that whole thing.
I would go further than that.
I would
go further than that. I would say as a heel, Jeff Jarrett carried that match. As a heel,
he did.
He carried that match.
Yeah.
He took all the heat. He got all the heat from the crowd. That was his hometown, and he had his hometown people hating him. Like he took all the heat,
and Jay Lethal as well. Yeah, and it was such a natural story. If you look at the build up to that, and Jay Lethal.
It was perfect.
And saying, I want to be on that show, and Rick telling you're just an opening match guy, and all that. Just the story they told there was excellent. That whole build up was great.
It was perfect.
Telling Ric Flair getting his ass beat out there and telling Jarrett, fuck you, Jarrett. So he was like, I told you to fuck off. When he was trying to help him up, that was great, dude. That whole build up was just excellent, and then followed up on the show. And I knew it was bullshit. I knew it was kayfabe. I got it, but this is what I'm talking about. If I could watch something and get lost in it, and I got lost in it, I mean, I let my smart markness, I guess, and critiqueness, I let it go to just watch this thing unfold, and it was excellent. That right there, I actually enjoyed. It was great the way what they did there.
Yeah,
what I mean, and then they did the actual match.
The actual match, for what it was, because it was a lot of Rick went out and played his hits. You know what I mean? He went out and did what he could, played his hits. The chops weren't chopping like they used to, but it's Ric Flair. Who gives a fuck at this point? Right. The man's 73 years old. He ain't going to be what he was. But the psychology of the match was still there. Everybody in the match did a great job. Rick got tired towards the end. Andrade had to carry it a little bit, but they got him to the finish line.
And
why would
they not follow up with this on Dynamite with Andrade and Jay Lethal?
I don't know.
That could be a hot feud because Lethal ain't doing shit. Jobbing out the Wardlow.
But the problem you have with that right now is both of them are heels. So
you don't have to have Andrade as a heel. You can turn Andrade into a face. Unless they want to just do that strictly for the Ric Flair's last match, but then it makes no sense. You could play off of that shit. That could be some real life, you can play off of that. I mean, it's just just like CM Punk and Cole Cabana. Let's see the shit.
Please.
We know about it. But let's actually see them do something with it. Or CM Punk working with Jay Lethal. We know what's up.
Yep.
Let's just see what happens. But here's the thing with that. The problem is that Jay Lethal will go out there and mop the floor with CM Punk.
Oh yeah, he'll fucking destroy.
That's what would happen. So that's probably why we won't see it. But other than that, yeah, I just the psychology, like I said, psychology wise, going into the shit. I didn't see the match, but the psychology
it was
going into the story they told to get there, it was unbelievable. And if people,
everything about
that, go to YouTube, go to Jeff Jarrett's My World YouTube page, and you can watch Kim and Conrad Thompson go at it. It was kind of tongue in cheek or whatever, but it was funny as hell. And Jeff Jarrett was up there screaming, laughing his ass off. And he told a story about Ric Flair talking about, "Oh, you busted me open the hard way." That shit was funny as fuck, dude. So you busted me the hard way. And then he said, when Jamie hit him in the stomach, he's like, "Oh, you hit me in the stomach where I have my stitches." I was like, this shit is hilarious. This is comedy. This is fucking comedic shit. This is gold.
The element of real was there. And even
Absolutely.
in the match, it was like, we're not here to celebrate you, Ric Flair. We're here to fucking destroy you. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to get rid of you. Like, get you the fuck away from here. Because of the angle was great, man. Right. And the story they told up until the end of that match, great.
And you know what's funny about that? We're getting excited here talking about a 73-year-old Ric Flair going up against a 55-year-old Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm not gonna front. That shit was awesome. And even the undercard was pretty decent too.
And just the mere fact that you had Mick Foley, The Undertaker, and Bret Hart at ringside. And then you also had people in there, DDP. I heard they played Diamond Dallas Page's WCW music on the show. Yeah,
they did. Hit somebody with the diamond cutter, walked out, sat by the Undertaker. I was like, that's some crazy shit. Like, even the Undertaker himself just being in the building was newsworthy.
Right. Well, he does a lot of that shit.
And they addressed him as the Undertaker.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. So that's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah, it was decent.
I guess they weren't worried about getting sued as far as music goes. I mean, you gonna sue me for a WCW song that hasn't been heard since 2001?
Yeah, no one's gonna care.
No.
Plus, it's Jeff Crockett.
Tell that to WWE. They think, someone don't care. They're gonna sue us. Oh my god, they're gonna sue us for this song. No one gives a fuck. No one's watching.
Do what you want, right?
Yep.
Just do what you want.
Exactly.
All right, man. Final thoughts.
Final
thoughts? Nope.
My final thoughts is I ain't got no final thoughts.
Oh, you're not gonna hit your stick?
Nah, bruh. I got more important fish to fry.
Okay.
I love that catfish.
What type of catfish? What type of catfish?
I like catfish fillets.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
What are you talking about?
This has been No Gimmicks, you guys, on the DFPN. Thank y'all for tuning
in. Yeah. I don't know about that, homeboy. This catfish song, you stay the fuck away from it. Just remember that.
Oh, shit. I was trying to go off there before that came out.
Yeah, I know. You might want to edit that.
Nope. I'm keeping it. All right, you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Come back next time. Here on the DFPN, this has been No Gimmicks. Till next time, you guys be safe. Take care of yourselves. Peace.
Deuces.
Yo, if you dug this episode, and I hope you did, stay tapped in. Scroll up. There's a new episode of Normalized Growth coming right up for you guys. So stay tapped in. Thank you for listening to That Fella Podcast Network.
For now,
peace.
Let it rock.
I'm not so much interested in trying to say what it's going to be. I don't know. But